Well, I'm going to title this video, Trump Helps the Swamp, and actually he has helped the swamp immensely, and just very recently, with the CIA in particular. I'll get onto that in a minute. But, you know, one thing, I've always been flip-flopping on this guy, but, you know, what I'm seeing is he's got bad elements and good elements. Yeah, he's better than Hillary Clinton, but big deal, you know. Bill Clinton was a lot better than Hillary Clinton. Anybody was better than Hillary Clinton, for crying out loud. Boy, but you know, in some ways, if Hillary Clinton won, boy, that would have been the best punishment in the world for the Secret Service and the FBI and the CIA and NSA. Boy, they would have loved dealing with that witch. Anyway, you know, there's always a bright side to anything. With Trump and Clinton, they were buddy-buddy for many years. Even in 2016, they were talking. I mean, even during the election. You know, there was not like, you know, what you're seeing with all his speeches, I'm going to drain the swamp. This guy knows that. I knew this was over-bloated. I mean, I'm not saying that. What are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do? Personally, I'm not going to vote anymore. I'm really done with it. It's like ridiculous. They should have, you know, if he would have said, I'm going to put a wall around Washington, D.C., I would have been all for that. You know, these people coming from Mexico, you know, I mean, you're talking like Mexicans and Cubans and Puerto Ricans and stuff. I mean, you know, some get here by land, some here get here by boat. But, you know, they work. You know, they work, man. I mean, I know California's got problems, but you know what the problem is? The government is creating the problems. If you allow somebody to have something for free, they're going to take it. What do you think? They're stupid? You know, so who are you blaming? You know, you blame the guys for coming over here? Nah, blame the government. But, you know, Donald Trump said this way back in 1998, according to People magazine. I don't know if this is correct, but it does fit this guy because he reminds me of the super salesman. He's very intelligent. The guy is smart as a whip, okay? He's smarter than the average politician by far. And he's worked more than the average politician by far. I know this. If I were to run for president, I'd run as a Republican. They're the dumbest group of voters in the country. They love anything on Fox News. I could lie and they'd still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific. You know, he played to the Republicans. And, you know, I could say, I disagree. I can't stand the socialist, communist, liberals, and I can't stand a lot of the conservatives, too. Conservatives, you know, if you tell them you're anti-abortion, they're okay that you bomb the hell out of other countries, you know? They're okay with that, you know? I mean, you know what I mean? It's sort of like he's business, and he's all hooked in with that. In other words, he's like a magnet to money. His sales are out for money. So he's going to go whatever which way that goes. That's why anybody would, and it could be anybody even without money, because if they're just an upwardly mobile, hollow shell, they're going to go for the money, right? Thing is, I know these kind of people because I work for them. Not him specifically, but, you know, and, you know, this guy here that's kind of like the, you know, the typical redneck cliche, I'd vote for Trump, but he's a damn Yankee. Well, you know what? In a lot of ways, you think, oh, that's a stupid statement, but in a lot of ways, it's true. I mean, he's got the right logic. You know, the guy is not going to... They're carpetbaggers, man. I mean, some people... I mean, sometimes somebody's giving me crap because they think I'm playing it, but I'm not. I mean, I could be... If I wanted to make more money, I'd be working in the CPA firm all the time. I'd be doing accounting all the time. I'd be doing that all the time. Not all just, you know, a little bit here and there. I'd be doing it all the time. And I'm not doing it for a reason, because I kind of enjoy doing this YouTube stuff and a lot of different MacGyver type stuff too. I don't like just doing accounting anyway. YouTube lets me do anything. Pretty much. And New York, here's Trump with New York. Now, New York, I don't really like New York, to tell you the truth, man. There's certain elements of it, you know, the business part, but, you know, if you're not on the top echelon, you're not going to like New York. That's really what the hell it is. Not much freedom there. Not much you can do. I mean, some people, you know, brag about it, but, you know, when you think about it, there's not much there, you know. I mean, you got to be I don't know. Not the type of stuff I like. Like, I'm from New Jersey, okay, near New York. But I used to like going out. See, back then, the woods in New Jersey wasn't as much. New Jersey wasn't as built up. Like, in other words, if I went I don't know, 30 minutes west of where I lived, hey, it was woods, you know. There was a lot of woods over there. Actually, there was a couple places not that far from where I lived, even though it was more city, it was more like woods. And I used to like going to those kind of places. I think now New Jersey, the whole thing is a big metropolitan sprawl connecting New York to Philadelphia. You know, Camden, Philadelphia, the whole 9 yards. You know, Newark and Elizabeth and Patterson and all that. This guy, he is, you know, when he was doing construction, he made a lot of promises to people. You know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He's not that swift. I know this, and I didn't like her so much. I wanted her to lose so she'd have conniptions. That's why I voted for him, really. You know, but I knew this garbage was not going to drain the swamp, and I'm going to tell you that. I'll tell you what. I'm going to get right to what it is he did recently, where he shows he is in with the swamp, to the max. Sure, he's going to like wave the flag, the American flag. If he waved the Confederate flag, well, if he waved the Confederate flag, I wouldn't trust him. You know, me, I'm going to tell you. You know, somebody recently gave me crap about putting up the Confederate flag. You know, because I was a Yankee, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm a Yankee, and I got Southern heritage, right? But when I put that up, I didn't even give a crap. I'm the only one around here that did that. You know, it's like I wasn't kissing nobody's ass doing that. You know, I didn't know what the hell the reaction was going to be. You know, it looks like nobody gave me crap yet. You know, so far they've been up, the 2 Confederate flags up for a year now, practically. I think a year, and you know, I didn't know what people were going to do, but I had the balls to do it. You see what I mean? I mean, most people are too afraid to, even with the die-hard Southerners. Now, here's a guy, I could say, you know, sometimes I give these cops a lot of shit. Here's a guy that's a cop, sheriff. You see the star on his arm? He's a Confederate guy. He's a good guy. Okay? I like this guy. He's a good guy. He's a good old freaking Smokey Joe guy. Now, anyway, let's get on with what Trump did. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, a lot of this stuff with the Hillary, Trump, I don't think they liked each other, but it was an intramural contest. You know, they know who runs the rules, and they're playing by the rules. I mean, Trump's got different things he's doing that she's not going to do, which he's doing better. But the meat of the problem is, hey, the swamp is still there fully. Now, this guy, Trump fires Rex Tillerson, selects Mike Pompeo as new Secretary of State. This has major implications. Now, I know people are going to say, Rex Tillerson, wasn't he Exxon executive or something, big oil? Now, one thing I liked about Rex, though, was this. I know he's supposedly connected with the Rockefellers and all the money, but him and Putin got along good. And that I liked. Because I don't want to see the United States get in a confrontation with Putin. What I'm thinking is, you know, the deep state, or the CIA, wants to get in a confrontation with Russia. They're tweaking them as much as possible. You know, Putin is like now saying, you screw with us or any of your allies, that's it, your guys are getting whacked. And, you know, he might be the great punisher, I don't know. But I put out another video, what I think is going to come with that. I'll probably explain it real briefly here. But, so, Donald Trump basically said, just like in The Apprentice, via Twitter account, that Rex Tillerson is now fired, and he appointed Mike Pompeo from the CIA to replace him as Secretary of State. So the CIA guy is fourth in line to be the president. You know? You know, you got Trump, then you got, you know, Pence, then Speaker of the House, and you got this guy. You know, he's fourth in line to the president, the CIA guy. That's wonderful, man. I mean, you know, at least with Hillary Clinton, she was too stupid to do anything damaging, maybe, you know? I mean, the CIA guy, this guy Mike Pompeo is smart. He's damaging. He's going to be damaging. He is the swamp. The CIA is, you see, it's like this not just with the CIA, it's like this with all law enforcement. Even the good, you know, I can't knock the Southern guys so much, the real Southern guys. Not the one that come down here from Detroit and to become an officer of the law. But, you know, say you're born and raised in Florida or Georgia or South Carolina, and they become an officer of the law. They're probably okay for the most part, not the transplants. But, you know, even law enforcement is protecting the money rackets, no matter what it is, even though they probably don't realize it 100%. It's really what they're out to do. Laws are really designed to keep the guys on the top with the money. They're in their rackets. And with the CIA, they're right in with the biggest money, the investment houses, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan Chase, the big banks, Bank of America. They're all in with the freaking financial interest of the biggest guys in the United States. That's what the CIA is really about. Not when they say protecting America's interest, they mean protecting the top guys. You know, the top guys, not your interest. So in his tweet, Trump thanked Tillerson. Yeah, he said thanked. Yeah, he said Tillerson get lost. Well, Tillerson, Tillerson, I'll tell you this. It's not saying this in the article. Tillerson was exasperated by. He was tasked with trying to find a way. Now, I'm not a fan of Iran. I know they're freaking trying to make. They know they're making nuclear weapons, whether they say it or not, because just having a nuclear program is ludicrous with them. I mean, they got so much oil and natural gas that they never run out in a million years for crying out. Well, not a million, but 100 years. This guy Tillerson was tasked with trying to find a way where Iran violated the nuclear agreement, and Tillerson was exasperated because he couldn't find nothing what they did wrong. And Iran is not freaking a bunch of saints. Don't go thinking they are. They're not. But what I'm looking at is this. The CIA director, Mike Pompeo, is going to find something wrong. And I'm thinking to myself, if we get in conflict with anything that's a Russian ally, that's it, And where I think that might go to is this. Russia's going to knock out our conventional forces, and we're going to rely on the secret weapons that nobody knows about because they're secret, to whack Russia, which might work. But if they knock out the conventional forces, it's going to soften up the American people to go into a one world government because nations just don't work. See, you know what I mean? It starts nuclear wars and all this crap. That might be the way it's going to go. I don't know, but I could be right about that. The other thing that Trump did, he's going to pick Gina Haspel for CIA director. This crazy witch. God, any chick. Women are freaking mean, man. Especially women with glasses like Hillary and just Gina. She helped. She's tortured terrorist suspects in a secret prison in Thailand. Then helped destroy the tapes of the interrogations. So she's a work of art. I mean, there's a deep state. That's deep state to the deepest of the deep state, right? And that's what Trump is pushing right now. He's all in with that. So, I mean, he waves the American flag. He says the veterans are, he needs you see, you can't really knock the veterans because you know what? You always need new suckers to freaking do the will of the freaking corporations of America, right? You know what I mean? If you're going to freaking diss the veterans, the next guy's coming in and say, I ain't doing that job. You see? That's why you take care of the veterans. Hillary's stupid. I mean, a deep state can definitely work with freaking Trump, no problem, And I remember they had this roast in New York with the Cardinal and all that type of stuff. Man, I'll tell you, they were, there was hardly any animosity going on there between Hillary and Trump, not at all. So, I mean, that was after the election. I mean, did anything really happen with Hillary Clinton? You know what I think was going to happen? The reason they're going after the Clintons right now? Because it's not so much that, Trump says, you're going to get nailed and we're going to throw you in, prison and stuff. It's not that. The Clintons got loads and loads of money, right? From all these people all over the world because she was supposed to win and they wanted to get a return on that investment. So now they're asking for that money back. It's not even like the State Department or the FBI or something is going after the Clintons. It's other people on the other side of the world that gave them all this money. It's not even that it didn't go to charity. It's the fact that they didn't get a return on the investment because she lost. The Clintons are out of political power. Bill Clinton probably would have been the ambassador to the UN or something, That's why the Clinton Foundation's in trouble. Not because any honesty is going on under the Trump administration. It has nothing to do with that, man. It has to do with the fact that the people that gave her the money didn't get a return on the investment. They gave her like she got the Clinton Foundation got billions of dollars, and they figured she'd be in, and Bill Clinton would be an ambassador to the UN. He'd be kind of like the co-president and stuff, and they'd have a lot of pull, and they'd get everything that these people gave them all the money for. They get all the returns on favors. Well, none of that happened. That's why the Clinton Foundation's in trouble. Otherwise, it's not because of Trump, man. You know, it's like he's kind of, you know what I mean. And this guy, you know, he's not. I know sometimes people say he's a businessman and he made his own money, and I guess he did because his father made money. He's a smart guy. He's not stupid. I know he's a smart guy, and he's a lot smarter than most of the politicians by far. But you know, the other side of it is he's always been dealing with the sharks. He's, you know, Atlantic City casinos. Yeah, come on, man. This guy is not Mr. Squeaky Clean. I mean, he's squeaky clean, maybe relative, but you know, when people said we're sending Trump to D.C. to drain the swamp, you know, you got to be thinking like, the hell with D.C. Don't even like. In other words, if there's some kind of way you can, you know, ostracize yourself from feeding the government in any way, shape, or form, do it. That's. I don't want to make suggestions, but any way, shape, or form, you can ostracize yourself from, you know, feeding the government. Just do it. And that's why a lot of times, you know, I don't really have a complaint with people, you know, maybe grabbing food assistance or something like that. Hey, grab it. You know, the faster the government goes down, the better. That's the way I look at it. I don't have food assistance. I don't grab nothing from the government. But, you know, that's somehow how I look at it, you know. I mean, the conservatives get all bent out of shape out of it. But, you know, if there's an it's not, don't blame the people for doing that. It's the policy of the government that's allowing these people to do this type of stuff. So, I mean, you know, Trump is, he's always been a BS artist, man. I mean, this guy, I mean, I came across some redneck dudes down here in Florida. They came down from the Panhandle, and they came down to my area, and I saw them in the gym. It was about 6 months ago, and I talked to them for a while. Because I knew a lot of stuff about the Confederate stuff, man. I did the research. I'm a pretty smart guy. I mean, you know, some people think you know, I don't talk eloquently, but that's New Jersey talk, okay? But, you know, I could see the money angle behind what the hell the war between the states was about. It's a big farce about, you know, Abe Lincoln was trying to free the slaves. Yeah, get out of here. You know, it's a crock of crap. But, you know, the deal is, these guys came from up the Panhandle of Florida. They don't vote. And I start thinking, you know, well, you should have freaking voted against Hillary. But, you know, now I'm looking at Trump. I'm like, you know, if Hillary was in, there'd be like a revolt. She wouldn't get nothing done. But you see, you got Trump in. A lot of this crap that is going to slide because he's a quote-unquote conservative. Sort of like Ronnie Reagan. All this stuff, some of the worst stuff went through during Ronnie Reagan and Bush. You know, Bush ain't no good. But, you know, and tell you the truth, I almost hate to say it because you're going to kill me for saying it, some of you guys, but Jimmy Carter, I know some people hate this guy, and I know he looked like a weak president, but Jimmy Carter had more forthright character than all his presidents. The problem is, they destroyed him. In other words, they made him look weak. When they tried to get the, what do you call it, the hostage out of Iran during that, was in 78, whatever the hell it was, they deliberately messed that mission up just to make Carter look bad. I know about that garbage. They deliberately messed that mission up. So just to make him look weak. Jimmy Carter was actually not a bad guy. I mean, he's not the type of Democrat that is the garbage kind. He was really more like the old school Democrat. If somebody like Jimmy Carter was running again today, you know, from Georgia, you know, he's a farmer, I would vote for him. Although, you know, I mean, I wouldn't agree with every damn thing he says, but, you know, I would probably vote. That would be one time I would vote for that Democrat. But Trump, I mean, see, I realized, I never dealt directly with billionaires, you know, multi-millionaires, yes. But, you know, and as is the main accountant, yeah. But as far as billionaires, no. I've dealt with some of their stuff, you know, but not with them personally. But, I know the type. The guy is, anybody, it's like they take the path of least resistance. It's almost like, yeah, it takes a lot of work to make money. And maybe you consider yourself, your work is like the electrical charge in amperage hours of a battery, right? And by working harder, you're pushing out more volts and more amps and all this garbage, right? But what happens? Where you make the money is where the path of least resistance is, where you can go and find something, right? And that's what they do with money, guys. It's like they work harder, they're putting out more amps and energy in their bodies, in their minds, and they just go where the money is. Now, maybe doing the right thing would be hitting a resistor, an insulator, to getting the money. That's not Trump. That's not any of them. If they were like that, they wouldn't have this kind of money. So he's been dealing all the time with the bad guys his whole life, whether he's a politician or a businessman. And you got to remember, this guy was a businessman in what? Basically, hotels, golf courses, casinos. I mean, fluff, as far as I'm concerned. Apartments. I mean, yeah, it's construction. But, if he was a miner and a farmer, like Jimmy Carter was a farmer, peanut farmer, I got more respect for Jimmy Carter than I do freaking Trump, okay? I really do. I know what his image is. His image is bad because they made him look bad. They made him look weak because the deep state didn't want him around. That's really what it was with Jimmy Carter. But Trump is showing that he is all in with him. When he appoints the freaking CIA director, Mike Pompeo, as Secretary of State, hang it up. He's 100%. He can kiss the flag. He can say the veterans are great and this and all that crap and make America great and whatever. He can put a wall up. If he puts a wall up, I don't know what the hell that's going to do. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, if you want to stop people coming over the border, you could do it without a wall, really easy. I mean, really. I mean, come on, man. These guys, they got stuff. They could see, a little bug walking across the border, for crying out loud. They could spot anybody. They don't need a wall. But they don't, they just allow it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the deal is with Trump, though, it's like he's playing the audience, what he's always been doing. And, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what, Hillary, I'm just so glad she lost. Yeah, because she's so screwed up. But in some ways, she's so screwed up that if she won the election, what would have happened is nothing would have got done. You see that? There would have been like a flat out. See, then people wouldn't be cooperating with the government, period. You see what I mean? If she won. Because the people that even voted for her are going to find out she don't give a crap about them. You know what I mean? And that's probably what you need. Maybe you got to need to let things go completely, and that'll fix it, right? So, anyway. I'm laughing at my cat over here. He's like doing it's Rocky. He's coming over here doing stuff. But that's probably the way it's got to be. And I got to say something else too. One of the things, when it's a side note, it's a side note about this Confederate flag. Leave religion out of it. I know the flag is based. The X was because it was different. It was difficult to tell the original Confederate flag that had red, white, and blue with 3 main stripes and some stars. It was hard to differentiate it between the Northern flag on the battlefield. So they came up, Beauregard came up with this flag. It was based upon the Scottish flag design. The Scottish flag has an X. And the X, I know, is the symbol of the cross of St. Andrew. Leave religion out of everything. Leave religion out of why the South seceded. Leave religion out of all the stuff that has to do with the Confederacy. Because when you start going down that trail, you alienate other people. Just tell them what the heck it was. It was economic problems with, excessive tariffs. That the South was paying most of the money into the federal coffers with the import tariffs, and all that money was going up north to benefit the industrialists. Everybody understands money, okay? Because, if you want to alienate people, not saying, that's a bad strategy if you because I can tell you right now, the North was thinking they were fighting for Jesus and God and all this, and the South was thinking they're fighting for Jesus and God, and like, yeah, whatever. You're not fighting over that. You're fighting over money, okay? And bottom line is, one of the biggest problems we got with government, it's putting the brakes on all their money. You're keeping these guys in power. Trump, sure, he takes away his $400,000 salary. Yeah. In the meantime, he's visiting all his, properties, his golf courses every weekend at government expense. And when he shows up, a lot more people show up where he's going to be. And he's making more than that 400. That 400,000 ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Look at Maxine Waters. I'm not comparing Trump to her. She's a freaking. That lady. God, what a stupid broad. But, hey, YouTube, you can't say that. Yeah, but she is dumb. But what's amazing, too, with Maxine? She's got so much money, and her net worth, I think, is zero, because she spent it. Oh, my God, lady. I don't even know where she must have got stuff under the table like crazy. But they all do. That's where they make the money. They don't make the money on a government salary. So, I can't say, when people were telling me, oh, Trump's freaking nut taking the $400,000 salary, that's great. Relatively speaking, he's a good guy, but he's not doing what you think he's doing. Relatively speaking, which isn't saying a lot. Compared to Hillary Clinton, anybody compared to Hillary Clinton's better, okay? Anybody. I don't know who would be worse. I'd rather have Uma Aberdeen in there, for crying out loud, his girlfriend. For crying out loud. That's so bad. Hillary just doesn't even like anybody. She's a crazy lady, man. But Trump, man, he knows how to play people. He knows how to play people, man. He's not, H.W. Bush was bad. Bill Clinton was bad. George Bush was bad. LBJ was bad. Richard Nixon was bad. Come on. Actually, I start thinking about it. Jimmy Carter was pretty damn good. I think he was more of I think he belonged to the Trilateral Commission or something like that, Jimmy Carter, one of those things, or CFR. But that don't really necessarily mean you're like one of the top insider guys. He was a member, when you're a peanut farmer down in Georgia, there's something about you that's a little bit different. I'd rather have a peanut farmer than freaking Trump, to tell you the truth. So, and I've been kind of ragging on law enforcement lately, but guys like this guy here, with his ancestry with the Confederate, and he's probably I don't know what sheriff he's from. He's one of those down south guys. He's a good guy, I think he's a good guy. My heart is like, like if Trump was legit. I don't know. Like I said, I can make. If I wanted to just say I want to make lots of money, I would not be on YouTube. Okay. I'm not complaining about it, but in a lot of ways, I like being on YouTube because I could do a lot of different things. And there's going to be other subjects coming up after this real soon. Completely different than this. That's why I like YouTube. I can do anything. Pretty much. Even with their Google algorithms and all this other stuff they're doing today. But, this guy right here, I'd vote for Trump, but he's a damn Yankee. He's got more brains than freaking most of the voters out there. You know that? It's probably a good way. I know, maybe you could say I'm a Yankee, but, hey, to me, I figured I was taking a risk. I heard people say, if I drove my car with a Confederate flag through this town here, even down here in Florida, man, they'd whack me and shit. I've been doing it. So far nothing happened. But you think I'm doing that just to get, I mean, I'm not doing it like with videos and stuff. I'm doing this all the time, you know? I wear it all the time. I mean, that's pretty sincere, you know? I mean, some people saying I'm not, there's a couple people, very few, saying I'm not sincere. I am sincere. But, you know, this guy, Trump, his ego has always been huge, super huge. And I know one guy told me one time that he would not want to fail or do a bad job just because of his ego. And I'm thinking, boy, you sure missed a boat when you're missing the whole point. You know, he's not going to, yeah, you know why he's not going to fail? Because he's going to suck up to the freaking money people. That's why. You think he would fail in the media? I mean, the media don't really like him. He's not 110% in with the swamp, but on the main points he is. He really is. So, I mean, well, what are you going to do? I mean, this guy here with the pickup truck has probably got more brains than freaking most of the people out there. You know, I'd vote for Trump, but he's a damn Yankee. You know, maybe that's what the hell you need to freaking be thinking. Maybe that's really the solution. Maybe we all just need to freaking break away from Washington, D.C. completely. 100%. And reformulate new state governments based upon the way things used to be 200 years ago. We don't need 90% of the freaking government that's out there. Maybe we all need to go back to agrarian ways. Maybe we ought to take the... See, that's why Jimmy Carter was an agrarian guy. He was a farmer. I mean, I don't know nothing about farming, but I could fix stuff. I mean, I could, you know, I turn wrenches and stuff and do different kind of MacGyver stuff. But, you know, I mean, at least I know some redneck stuff, you know. But, you know, that's maybe what we need to do. Go right back to the nuts and bolts of the way things used to be. Then that's what... We don't need Donald Trump to make America great. We make America great. He don't make America great. Nobody does. Hey, truth, I'm missing Jimmy Carter right now. I'll tell you the truth. You know? I really am. I wish this guy was back in office. And, you know, you start thinking about it. Maybe he's been the best president we had. I know he's not rated really high, but I think a lot of that is propaganda and him being made to look bad because of, you know, they can make the economy look bad or good, or make the economy bad or good in reality, just by the fact that they, you know, the powers don't like the guy that's in office. So, I mean, with Trump, I don't know. I mean, he's always been playing ball with the money for his whole entire life. That's why I couldn't believe this garbage about drain the swamp. I tell you, I wish he would have said, I'm going to put a wall around Washington, D.C. and on the governor, and we're going to set up the presidency in the Appalachian Mountains. That would have really been music to my ears. You know that? You could set up the government in Mount Mitchell. North Carolina, Mount Mitchell on the top of there, you know. And Washington, D.C., building a wall around you. You can have fun. The hell with you guys. You want to see the President Donald, he's going to be up there in Mount Mitchell. Anyway, over and out.